Macedonian did a 50 here, and this time for the Novabugs Friday Foursome, it's fighting games. Now I've noticed some people have picked beat 'em up games and some people have picked fighting games like Street Fighter. In this list, Street Fighter 2 and Streets Rage are actually not allowed. So I'm going to do, to make it a bit harder for myself, a list of just pure fighting games and just for beat 'em ups. So let's do on with the pure fighting games list to begin with. So, number 1, Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Now, I'm sure most people have played this game. I mean, I remember playing the first one, and I remember they had it in college actually, they had it for a while. Everyone used to give up when they got to the final boss because that Gaia onslaught is just so cheap. It might as well be called everyone who played the game knows, "Behold my mighty hand!" You'll hear that stupid quote a lot, and the dream is dead. Because that guy is so cheap. There's enough for bosses in the next games will considerably easier, but well anyway, on to Marvel vs. Capcom 2. This is the game I actually got on the very first time, originally on the original Xbox. The copies got priced at £12 used on it, which is fairly cheap even then for it. This version of online playing, annoying enough, it doesn't really. It's considered a working game on the 360, but all the sprites are completely garbled, so it's unplayable. Of course, that's not a problem anymore because, well, there was the 360 version of the game, which of course is delisted now, and you just like Marvel vs. Capcom 3 versions are, so you can't buy it anymore because of Disney. I guess that's one of the, but I played loads of Marvel vs. Capcom 2. I usually played as Blackheart, Shumagora, and the Mummy. I like Darkstar because I can't remember his name. I used to pin people up with Blackheart, Blackheart's like green like demon thing, and then use a 3-hit combo super so they get hit by every single character at once. I like that, and trolling people with Servbot because he was the smallest character, and basically because how tiny he was, loads of projectiles just went over him. And then there were people who just played as Cable and just sat there just spamming A all the time because his air moves were actually more better than most of his actual regular moves. Because that guy was seriously overpowered, badly designed. Of course, everybody remembers the music in that game. That sounds like elevator music and doesn't really fit the game whatsoever. That's pretty much better than music 3 had, which is just forgettable to be honest. Yep. Of course, playing that game online with people was on 360 version was never fun because you was just literally just watch your characters get bounced in a corner and just lose all your health. I mean, because everyone was that good at combos of the game, it just was not fun playing that game online with people. It was just like watch your characters get bounced up and down in the top of the screen all the time and nothing else, and then just lose. So yeah, it's definitely a game I prefer playing single player or with actual human beings in a room with me. That one. I remember the last time I played it was in 2014 at Disney Quest in downtown Disney in Florida with my younger brother, who kept completely owning me. He was better than the game than me too. That's to say it nicely. Well, right, on to number 2, and this one's going to be a quick one. Super Smash Bros. For the 3DS. Probably the most recent game on this list. I've just played a lot of this game. Well, people don't seem to like the 3DS version, but the 3DS version has better single player content than the Wii U version does. Unless it has like this weird like randomised mode, but in this big map you have like a time limit to get as many points as possible and upgrades. And it does a random selected thing. Lots of different enemies in that mode. Kind of an interesting mode. I don't understand why people seem to hate the 3DS one. I don't see why. One thing annoying is the weird loading time. It's literally blew that game up and you literally get like 15 seconds of a black screen before the game boots on a regular 3DS. Yeah. So yeah, Super Smash Bros. I'm sure everyone knows what this game is, so I'm not going to talk about it anymore. Right, number 3. Now, I'm not sure if some people would count this as a fighting game, but I'm going to count it as one. Vortex Senko no Ron. This is kind of more of a hybrid game in a way, but it plays like a fighting game. You have life bars. And this is a space shooter crossed with a fighting game. You basically play as a robot, and the other person plays as a robot, and you just fly around the screen. And obviously it's like a fighting game, so while it's all projectile based, you do have a few close range attacks that do more damage. Obviously, they're a lot more risky to do because you have to get close into a person. Once they get a special bar up, they can basically transform into a giant. You can, or the other player, only one person can do it at a time. Transform into a giant boss character. This is like the game's super moves. Instead of like Street Fighter, this one you turn into a giant robot or spaceship, armed to the teeth with more guns, which do more damage than the regular ones. So all these versions have a weak point. Now, you can actually lose when you're in this super form because you've got a weak point on your ship, and if the other opponent aims at that weak point, you'll lose. And this power up only lasts so long as well. You cannot use it forever. So they could just survive all the attacks you're doing, and then they could do the same thing back to you. It's actually one of the earliest games. It was the very first game I bought for the 360. And it's a very early game for the system. It's incredibly cheap if you could find a used copy of it though. I mean, it's probably worth it, but you'd only be able to play it against the eye of single player. Because even when I got the game new, the online of it was completely dead. You'd only ever I had to basically play it like 1 PM to even get matches on the game, and that was solely just because that was the only Japanese people even back then was playing the game. So it's going to be a dead game online for anyone who wants to play it online, but single player and local, it's fun, and it's a different game. I know I'm not sure if people would count it, but I'm going to count it. So, right, number 4, Soul Calibur 5. Now, I'm picking this one because I like the character customization thing. I'll show some pictures of the characters I made, which were a praying mantis girl in a maid costume because random, and a character based off a manga called Frankenfran. Which I doubt most people who played the game knew who my character was. They just thought it was a random made up character. But yeah, I played this. This is one of the saves I played the most online. Because unlike other games, I can actually beat people on Soul Calibur. I'm not exactly even perfect or anything. I mean, I don't know most of the moves, but I could do something on the game. And I don't lose every single match like I do every single other fighting game online. Anything disappointed about 5, great character customization, but the single player itself, rubbish. They removed most of the story. They took all the good story out of the game. To be honest, made the arcade with a joke because characters didn't have enough endings anymore. I mean, it was a lot more fun multiplayer though. Then there was that weird PS3 only one that they made after 5, and it was just like, hey, we've got the character creator from Soul Calibur 5, we just fight random opponents. Which was single player only, was a free to play game full of rip-off microtransactions, and they shut it down because nobody bothered playing it after like a year. I still got all the achievements, all the trophies on it though, because it was laughably easy, to be honest, to get them. But at the same time, it was just like playing a single player mode, just with stupid timers and all nonsense in it. What was the point in this version? I mean, there's no way to play it even multiplayer against it, so what was the point of having customization in it to begin with? I think it was just a strange experiment by Bandai and Bandai Namco. It's like Namco Bandai, never made much sense. I suppose, right, so an honourable mention, and this is something, an honourable mention, a Kana Heart 3. Yeah, this is a fight game I admit I'm absolutely crap at, but for some reason I played a lot of this game. I even played with a character called Fiona, who was made with a big sword. Because it's the only character I could use. I always got so many complaints from people playing, stop playing as Fiona, it's cheap. I don't know why. I actually got the best ranking for that character online. even though it was terrible, I could not play as anyone else, it was just that one character. Got an honourable mention because some people class War Taking not as a true fighting game, so there you go, that's a bonus entry. Right, so now let's go on to actual beat 'em up games. Right, Battle Circuit is number 1, and this was Capcom's final beat 'em up game made in 1997. And this game had simultaneous 4 players. Very random story, lots of strange, wacky things going on in it. It feels like to me like it's like unofficial sequel to Captain Commando. It's a great game that unfortunately not many people have heard of. I mean, Capcom barely even mentioned it even existing, to be honest, either. It's had cameos in 3 games since '97, and one of them was a picture in an ending. Character costume in Ultimate Marvel's Capcom 3 for Felicia, and a part of attack animation in Project X Zone 2, or is that Cross Zone 2, I don't know. Where one of the characters shows up in the attack animation with Captain Commando. But that's about it. It's a real shame though, because it's actually a really good game. And it has lots of features I don't like. You have a currency bar in the money, you get money in the game, and upgrades. So the more money you get, more upgrades you can learn new special moves for your character to get, or you can like use upgrades to like get permanent health bar extends. Which is different because I don't think any other Capcom game, because of course it's an arcade game, so you can credit feed it like crazy. There's no way you'd ever probably beat it with credit, so they all make smooth things don't mean that much. So just actually beat the entire game. And there's actually a secret level in the game too. I don't know how you access it, but there's one boss that you're not guaranteed to actually fight in the game. Yeah, a really good game by Capcom that nobody talks about or remembers, and more people should play it. Right, so number 2, and this is one that I guarantee you that barely anyone's probably going. Never heard of this one. Gaia Crusaders. Now this one's, well, it's almost simpler than Battle Circuit. It doesn't have a lot of moves to my knowledge, but you start with, I think, 5 characters that are playable, just like Battle Circuit. It doesn't only simultaneous 2 players, like most beat 'em up games. But there has a different like system in this one. You've got like a magic system in this game. It's not like the one Golden Axe uses though. I mean, you pick up these elemental orbs. It's like there's a fire, a wind, a water, an earth, and a earth one, and all that. And all the characters have different elemental abilities. So one of the characters' special ability is water. So if it uses a water orb, it makes an attack animation when it hits all the enemies. You know, like magic does in Golden Axe. All the other elements for that character will do like a fireball or just hit forwards and just do damage. All the characters have different ability, different ones as well. I mean, one of the characters actually can do element abilities for 2 different orbs, but most of the others can do it for 1. There's some other interesting odd features. I mean, like there's only one weapon in the game, and that's a sword you can pick up. The power-ups, well, there's only one power-up in the game that's unique that heals you, but enemies also drop an orb that you pick up and heals you as well. Gives you less. There's some very odd-looking backgrounds, and I think that's why I like it. It sounds weird. It's got oddball music. It's got trippy backgrounds. The enemy design is very odd. I mean, there's no like, you're not just like normal punks or punks. It's really odd things like lizard men, humans. People playing musical instruments in the enemy. Also, when you beat level 4, the 3rd and 4th boss join you, and they become playable characters. So there's actually 7 characters in the game. If you get to the 4th level, or you can play as 2. For added weirdness factories, Battle Circuit has an enemy that's a robot called Robin. And Gaia Crusaders also, believe it or not, one of the boss characters and the playable characters after stage 4 is also called Rob, and they're both robots. I am not sure, that's just weird, but true. Well, anyway, Right, on to the third one. This is definitely going to be the most recent game on this list, and that's Dragon's Crown. If you're a fan of beat-em-up games, you need to play Dragon's Crown. It's essentially the evolution of Capcom Dungeons and Dragons games, though it's not actually anything to do with official Dungeons and Dragons game this time. Yeah, you pick one of your characters and party of 4. This game's 100% playable single player. You do not need other people to play this one. Just use AI and they'll work fine. There's a lot more RPG elements than Dungeons and Dragons did. I mean, you've got items you can use in battle and all that. And there's equipment in the game, like you pick up, there's like guns and weapons like regular beat-em-ups, but there's actually equipment you pick up in the game that increases your stats, and all the time you're getting more better equipment, so you'll be constantly buying, getting new armor and equipment to get better stats. And an RPG level up system obviously exists, so you can gain stats by if you complete extra side missions in the game, you can get extra abilities for your character. It's got some of the best graphics for a beat 'em up game out there. It's like, unfortunately it's only available on the PlayStation 3 and the Vita. And in a way actually, well, it's identical on both, it sort of in a bizarre way plays a bit better on the Vita than it does on the PS3, because the game has hidden objects in the background, and you use the Vita touchscreen, you tap it and like extra items, like gold coins and stuff. Now, the thing is, this is perfect. You can perfectly do these in the PS3 version, but you have to use one of the right analog stick and move the mic and point around the screen and tap and press the top button, tap one of the buttons on the screen for it to register the item. It's still doable because the game has a lot. And you'll need to learn how to do it because you've got like a 4th, 5th character who's not actually killable, who's a thief who joins you. And you need to tell the thief, you have to click on the treasure chest for the thieves so he'll open and point us learn what item. It's a pretty long game and you can actually replay the game, and the game has a lot of side missions, like something like you have to find specific items in areas, like kill certain enemies, sometimes special enemies appear. Lots of variety, really good game. It's just a real shame it's only on PS3 and Vita and it's not got PC port or any of the systems. It's actually the very first game I actually bought when I got a PS3 because I knew I needed to have this game. Right, so, and the final game, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Hyperstone Heist on the Mega Drive. Now a lot of people say, well, it's not as good as Turtles in Time. Well, I'd say, here's the thing, I don't think Hyperstone Heist is not a remake of Turtles in Time. It's more like a remixed version of the original arcade Ninja Turtles with stuff from Turtles in Time. I mean, you've got some of the bosses from Turtles in Time are in this game, or some of the bosses from the arcade original in this game as well. And there's also entirely new bosses for the game. It uses lots of similar music, and there's some really odd ideas in the game. Like, there's a mode in the game called, I mean, the options have a mode that just says cartoon/anime. So yes, they've got a mode in the game which slightly changes how the turtles' eyes look. It doesn't do anything else to the game. I mean, what a strange mode, odd mode to actually put in the game, but I actually think this is my favourite of the 16-bit Ninja Turtles games. Most people would say, I class Turtles in Time as an arcade game, so I don't class it as a Super Nintendo game, even though Super Nintendo game's better. Well, by obviously to the arcade because it's more content. But yeah, Hyperstone Heist is a great game, and I don't get why it never gets that much respect. It just like gets ignored just because it's not called Turtles in Time. Really, go play it, it's a good game. Well, anyway, so that was my rambling on my Friday Foursome on fighting games, on four like one-on-one fighting games and 4 beat-em-up fighting games. So anyway, thank you for listening and watching.